Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Triwahyu Setiawan Prasetyoningsih, SSM Hum. Saya adalah dosen S1 Sastra Inggris Fakultas Ilmu Budaya Universitas Jenderal Sudirman Purwokerto. Mata kuliah pokok saya adalah Introduction to Linguistics dengan bobot 2 SKS dan ditempuh pada semester 1. Metode pembelajaran saya adalah diskusi di kelas dan case-based learning yang dilengkapi dengan RPS, lembar kerja mahasiswa atau LKM, rubrik penilaian mahasiswa, dan monitoring evaluasi. Dalam video pembelajaran ini, saya akan menyampaikan materi terkait Introduction to Linguistics dengan topik pragmatik yang menjadi salah satu cabang dari linguistik dan perlu diperkenalkan kepada mahasiswa semester 1. Perkenalan ini merupakan pernyataan diri dosen dalam unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi bidang pengajaran. Berikut adalah deskripsi mata kuliah Introduction to Linguistics. Mata kuliah ini merupakan pengantar dasar bagi mahasiswa dalam memahami ilmu linguistik sebagai kajian ilmiah terhadap bahasa. Mahasiswa akan mempelajari konsep-konsep dasar linguistik serta cabang-cabang utamanya. Mata kuliah ini juga mengenalkan sejarah perkembangan linguistik, fungsi bahasa dalam masyarakat, dan pendekatan deskriptif terhadap bahasa. Melalui kuliah, diskusi, dan tugas analitis, mahasiswa diharapkan mampu mengenali unsur-unsur kebahasaan secara ilmiah dan mengembangkan sikap kritis serta keingintahuan akademik dalam mempelajari bahasa, khususnya bahasa Inggris. Capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah Introduction to Linguistics adalah sebagai berikut. CPNK 1, mahasiswa mampu menjelaskan konsep dasar, ruang lingkup, dan tujuan linguistik sebagai ilmu. CPNK 2, mahasiswa mampu menjelaskan dan membedakan komponen linguistik seperti fonologi, morfologi, sintaksis, semantik, pragmatik, dan lain-lain secara deskriptif. CPNK 3, mahasiswa mampu menganalisis unsur-unsur kebahasaan serta secara sederhana berdasarkan prinsip linguistik. CPNK 4, mahasiswa menunjukkan rasa ingin tahu, keterbukaan terhadap perbedaan bahasa, dan kejujuran akademik. Cabang linguistik yang dibahas pada mata kuliah ini meliputi phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, sociolinguistics, language and culture, psycholinguistic, second language acquisition, discourse analysis, serta history of English. Sebagai evaluasi belajar mahasiswa, perkuliahan dilaksanakan dengan cara pemberian tugas tematik. Mahasiswa juga wajib mengikuti 14 kali perkuliahan tatap muka, ditambah 2 pertemuan untuk pelaksanaan UTS dan UAS, sehingga total keseluruhan pertemuan adalah 16. Setiap mahasiswa berhak mengikuti UAS jika persentase kehadiran tidak kurang dari 70%. Kemudian unsur penilaian meliputi case-based learning 50% yang harus selesai sebelum UAS, tugas terstruktur 20% yang dilaksanakan sebelum UTS, ujian tengah semester 15%, ujian akhir semester 15%. Referensi yang saya gunakan pada mata kuliah Introduction to Linguistics ini meliputi buku ajar Introduction to Linguistics sebagai sumber utama dan beberapa jurnal terkait linguistik yang diterbitkan dalam 10 tahun terakhir. Berikut adalah video pembelajaran Introduction to Linguistics. Okay, so good morning everyone. Morning. How's everything so far? Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so welcome back to Introduction to Linguistics class. Okay, and as usual in this class we are going to discuss about the basic concept of branches of linguistics. Okay, on the previous meeting we have already discussed about. You still remember? Yes. What are they? Phonetics, good. Phonology. Okay. Semantics, syntax, okay? And today, on this meeting, we are going to discuss another branch of linguistics, okay? That is called pragmatics. Okay, well, do you still remember last week we discussed about semantic? Okay, so what is semantic? What does semantic discuss about? Literal meanings. Yes, it's literal meaning. Literal meaning of words, phrase, sentence, clause. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about pragmatics. This also discuss about meanings, but in a different perspective. Okay, so let's come to the basic concept of pragmatic. What is pragmatics here? Look at here, the definition. Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that examines how context. Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that examines how context shaping meaning. Okay, in a real life communication, focusing on speaker intention and listener interpretation. Okay, so the focus is on the speaker intention and the listener's interpretation. Okay, this interpretation will shape the meaning related to the context. Okay, so it needs context to understand the speaker's meaning. Okay, what for? It is to convey and interpret intended meanings beyond the literal words spoken utterance. Literal words spoken, it is called as utterance. Okay, and it has been discussed in semantics. So pragmatics is beyond semantics. Okay, clear? Yeah. So we need context to understand the meaning. Okay. Well, since pragmatic needs context, so the topic of the pragmatics is context, okay, deixis, and then speech acts and politeness. Does pragmatic only discuss these topics? No. Actually, many things will be discussed in pragmatic, such as maxim and then anaphor, reference and inference, but it will be discussed in pragmatic class, not in introduction to linguistic class. Okay? So let's start with context. What is context? Okay. I have an utterance here. I cannot find the mouse. I cannot find the mouse. In semantic, it means that I try to find a mouse, but I cannot find this. But look at the word the mouse here. Okay, what do you think? Which mouse do I mean here? A part of computer, okay. Is there any meaning, another meaning of the mouse? It could be an animal. Yes, so we cannot find the real word of the meaning of the mouse without knowing the context. Okay, look at the second sentence here. The boss is here. The boss is here. Who is the boss? It could be real boss or someone that you don't like. It could be, okay? And of course, I have an intention by saying the boss is here. Okay, be quiet. Don't talk about him or her or anything, many things. Okay, so if you want to know the real meaning of the pragmatic, so you have to know the context surrounding the utterance. So what is context actually? Look at here. Context refers to all circumstances and background information. All circumstances and background information that surround communication event, shaping how language is interpreted and understood. Okay, so you have to know the circumstances and background information. It could be prior knowledge, okay, to know the intention or the meaning. And then context is essential for grasping the intended meaning. So let's see, context is really important to understand meaning. And context can be in the form of setting, participant, ans, act, key, instrumentality, norm, and genre. Or in abbreviation, we call it as speaking. Yeah, so let's see the concept of speaking. Okay, so as consists of setting and scene. So it is where and when the speech event takes place. Okay, when and where the speech event takes place. It could be, for example, look at there, a wedding in a church. Okay, so which one is the place where it refers to? In a church. Okay, and the when? Answering? Wedding. Okay, or a joke at the party. So, S here is for when and where. Okay, let's move to P, or participants. Participants, it is who is involved. It could be speaker, listeners, audience, addresses. That's correct. Tadi siapa yang menjawab? Thank you very much for the answer. And then the examples are the teachers and students in classroom. In a classroom is the setting actually. Okay, but the participant is the teacher and the students. Good. And then E. E is ends. E is for ends. Means the purpose, the goals, the outcomes of the communication. Okay, that's the goals, the purpose. Okay, for example, to pursue, to inform, to entertain, to order. Okay, that's the other example of ends. And then act sequence means the actual order or form of speech, acts and events. Okay, the example, look at there, we have greeting, storytelling, Q&A. Okay, so when we do something, it is called as act sequence. Okay, and key. This is the tone, manner, and then spirit in which the speech act is carried out. Look at the example to make it clear: serious, humorous, sarcastic. And then the next one is instrumentalities. Instrument. That's the instrument. The channels and the forms of communication used: spoken, written, non-verbal, language, variety. Look at the example: face-to-face, phone call, dialect. So the instrument, the stuff, the way to convey the meaning of our utterance. Okay, and then norms. Look at the description. Yes, that's good. So what does it mean? Social rules. It is related to culture, cultural, and then custom, habit. Okay. The examples are turn-taking rules, politeness, norms. Okay, turn-taking rules, for example, when you have a discussion, when you have a chat with your partner, of course it will be different when you talk to me. Okay, it depends on the culture. Okay, let's move to the last types of context or acts of context. It is genre. Okay, it is the type of category of speech event. For example, it is lecture, debate, interview, and prayer. Those are only little examples about context. The context. So context actually is really wide, ya, sangat luas to understand a certain meaning of an utterance, to understand the speaker's intention. Okay, questions? Is that clear enough? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's move to another topic that will be discussed in pragmatic. So this is about deixis. Deixis means pointing out to something. So we point out, kita merujuk kepada sesuatu. Apa yang dirujuk? Okay. By the way, have you ever experienced a communication failure or communication background when you have communication with anyone, with your parents, partner? Many times. Okay, yeah. And then what happened at that time? It becomes an offensive things or funny things? Offensive. Awkward, offensive. Yeah, because of the communication failure, right? Okay. Yeah, so deixis is the concept to avoid communication breakdown or failure. Yeah, that's to avoid that. Okay? So we have to know here the types of deixis. Okay, the first one, actually there are three types of deixis. The first one is place deixis. For example, here, there, this, and that. And then the time deixis or temporal deixis. The examples are before, after, yesterday, tomorrow, today. And the last type of deixis is Person deixis, or we call it as pronoun ya. I, me, you, us, ya, he, him, she, her, it, they, ya pronoun. Kita sudah akrab dengan ini ya, pronoun ini. Okay, but it will be useful to understand deixis. Okay, as I said before, that deixis is used to avoid miscommunication. Look at the example. Look at the sentence here. Edward said, I arrived here 3 years ago. Edward said, I arrived here 3 years ago. Okay, the word I in that utterance refers to Edward. Okay, and then the second sentence. When Edward's friend said, I am bringing a friend. The word I in this sentence or in this utterance refers to Edward friend. See, if I move the context, if I change the context, the reference of the word I, the same word, will be different. Okay, so that's the example of the person deixis. Okay, then I need one volunteer here to show you the example of place deixis. Anyone? Anyone? Come forward, please. Anyone? Ya, boleh. Oke, Mas. Come forward. Oke. Stand up dan madap ke sana. Madap ke sana. Nah, you may stand up here. So, this is the example of the place deixis. Okay. I will say, I stand here. I stand here. So, I stand behind. Yeah, okay. Your friends. Okay. Then, I will move to here. I stand here. I stand here. It means, yeah, in front of him. Okay. So, the word here, the same word here will be different if I change the context. Okay. Is that clear? Thank you, Maiza. You may have a seat. Thank you very much. Okay. Give applause to your friends. Okay, thank you very much, Maiza. Clear the example of the temporal deixis? Okay. Now, let's move to the practice one. Practice. Okay, let's practice. Okay. I have two questions here. Look at the first question. Raffi Bastas moved to America 3 years ago and said, I arrived here 3 years ago. Okay, 3 years ago. So, what does the word here refers to? America. That's great. Thank you. And then, the second question. Raffi Bastas performed his stand-up comedy on 2nd March 2023. And he said, I arrived here 3 years ago. So 3 years ago means? 2020. That's correct. Okay, thank you very much. So that's the example of deixis. Okay, questions? No? Clear enough? Okay, now let's move to another topic in pragmatics. It is called as speech act. What is speech actually? Speech. Speech itself, utterance. Yes, it could be an utterance. So this is the concept of speech act. Look at here. Study how utterances do not just convey information but also perform actions in communication. So when someone is speaking, when someone is saying utterance, it doesn't mean that she or he is not only saying the words or the utterance, but he is doing something. For example, such as making requests, giving order, apologizing. So that's the basic concept of speech act. Okay, speech act actually is divided into, it has 3 types: locution, elocution, and perlocution. Okay, so now take a look at the definition. Locution is the actual utterances and its semantic meaning. Remember, semantic is the literal meaning. Okay, so it is about the words spoken. Elocution means the intention behind the utterance, like requesting, complaining, etc. Okay, and perlocution is the effect of the utterance on the listeners or the result of the utterance. Okay, questions? Okay, I have an utterance here. The kitchen smells. Let's analyze this utterance. The kitchen smells. What is the locution? The locution is, yeah, the condition, the sentence, the kitchen smell itself, the condition of the kitchen. Elocution, what is the elocution? Yeah, the
people to clean the kitchen.
yeah, the meaning behind the utterance, the kitchen smells. Maybe the speaker wants other person, yes, to clean the kitchen. Okay, and the perlocution means
the other person will do the comment.
yeah, the other person do the comments by cleaning the kitchen or by giving sand, for example. Yeah, okay, that's the types of speech act. We are going to have discuss about the types of speech act. Actually, it is types of speech act are 5. We have representative, directives, commissive, expressive, and declarative declarations. Okay, at least we know these 5 types. Okay, in pragmatics class there will be several edition about types. Okay, and each type has its own function. Here, look at function. What is that? Representative. It could be function as asserting, stating, or claiming. Directive. It could be request, comment, suggestion. Commissive, promises, pose, offers. And then what is that? Expressive, apologies, congratulations, thanks. Declaration, resignation, and baptism. So look at the example here. It's representative. It is a statement that convey information or assert facts. For example, it is raining outside. It is raining outside. Okay. It could be the utterance, yeah. Could be asserting, stating, okay, or claiming. It depends on the context. Don't forget. Okay. And then directives. It is an attempt to get the listener to do something. Please close the door. Please close the door. Yeah, the function it could be request, comments, okay, suggestion. Commissive, it is a commit the speaker to some future actions. Okay, for example, I promise I will be there on time. I promise I will be there on time. It could be a promises, or vows, okay, or offers. It could be. And then expressive, express feelings. I'm sorry for being late. Yes. And then the function. Apologies. Okay. Gampang ya. It's simple. And then declarations. Utterances that bring about the change. The keyword is on change. Yeah. I now pronounce you husband and wife. That's the example. Yeah. So it is a declaration, expression, or baptism. So it depends on the context. The function of the utterance depends on the context. Okay. So that about speech act. So let's move to another type. The last one, this is about politeness. This is about sopan santun itself, about politeness. Politeness refers to the strategies and ways people use language to maintain social harmony. Okay, how people use language to maintain social harmony. Okay, and then it is also used to avoid offending or threatening others' self-esteem or social identity. It is called as face. If we talk about face in pragmatics, we do not talk about face physically on someone, but it is about the, yes, about the image of someone, about how other people want to see him or her. Okay, that's about the image. And then the other concept of politeness is face threatening act. Threat means ancaman. Yeah. So face threatening acts are communicative acts that can damage someone's positive or negative face, such as request, criticism, or disagreement. If you criticize someone in front of public, it means you are doing face threatening act. Okay. So to manage FTAs, to manage face threatening act, speakers use politeness strategies to minimize threat, yeah, and to maintain harmony. Okay, and the concept of politeness is central to be effective communication because it helps manage delicate balance. Yeah. The keyword is on the maintain social harmony. Yeah, to reduce speech act. So politeness strategies. There are 4 types of politeness strategies. The first one is positive politeness, negative politeness, back on record, and then off record. Okay, at least these 4 strategies. So what is positive politeness? The keywords is on friendliness, the closeness, kedekatan hubungan, yeah, between the speaker and the listeners. Okay, and negative politeness, yeah, it shows, yeah, indirect utterance, yeah, and then verb on records, direct and clear. Okay, direct and clear. No effort to minimize threat. Use when urgency and power. Okay, and the last one is off record. Hints. Okay, yeah. So off record and negative politeness is sometimes used by someone who is not really direct in speaking. Here, the explanation. So positive strategies. Look at the examples. Hey, could you turn off the light for me? It's getting a bit dark here. All of the utterance here is about taking off the lights, okay? But it is uttered or delivered in different ways. For positive politeness, look at the example. Hey, could you turn off the light for me? It's getting a bit dark in here. Okay, so it shows friendliness and solidarity, appeals to shared interest, closeness. Okay, and then for negative politeness of taking off the lights, I'm sorry to bother you, but would you? Jadi agak-agak belok sedikit, okay? And then verb on record, turn off the lights or lights off. Okay, so it is direct command, no politeness, may sound blunt or rude. Okay, because sometimes they use power. Okay, and the last one is off record. Off record is a hint. Okay, hints, requesting by saying a hint. It's a bit right in here, isn't it? So, which of these strategies that you usually use? Off record. Okay, nggak enakan ya orangnya ya. Okay, yeah. Questions?
Me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I want to ask about how does dialectics help listener understand what or who what is being referred to?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Good
Okay.
questions. Yeah. So of course, by knowing the context, by the same background knowledge between the speaker and the listeners. For example, if someone says, okay, so do you know Chomsky?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah. For example, someone says, may I borrow your Chomsky? So the listener will say, yes,
Yes.
you may come to
My house.
yeah, on the shelf. My bedroom on the shelf. It is on the shelf. Okay, so between the speaker and the listener knows what does the word Chomsky means. It means a book, not the person.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
by knowing the context, the listener and the speaker will have the same meaning of one words.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear, ma'am.
Okay, good question. Thank you very much for the
Yeah.
question. Okay, so that was the topics that will be discussed in pragmatics. And you may say your LDRU. I have already uploaded several videos in LDRU. Gas ya. Okay, so let's analyze. Choose one video from several videos on LDRU. Of course, you have to choose. You have to see on the 6th meeting for pragmatics, yeah. And then what you have to do is analyze the meaning of the utterance from pragmatics point of view or pragmatics perspective. Of course, you have to use context to understand the meaning of the utterance. Okay, and then submit the result of your analysis by next week. Okay, before the class starts. Okay, and it is individual assignment. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, so this is the references that I use. I also have uploaded the references on LDRU. You may download that. Okay, and
Don't forget to always put the spark back into your eyes no matter what. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.